Hey, this is Ashley,
And Cindy,
and this is Life for Dummies.
because we're real dumb.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
I think there's another you.
What are we talking about today?
I thought we should talk about the fact that when we start living this way of life and we get clean, we have to change people, places, and things.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah. And it's true, right? Like, if I decide to get clean, but I'm still hanging out with people that use, most likely I'm going to end up using. It's just the way it works.
Right. You become your 5 closest friends.
Yeah. So if I want to live a good life and it's not focused around using substances, then I have to surround myself with people that are not using substances.
I was at the point in my addiction, that it had progressed so far that pretty much normal people were no longer in my life. And, family, friends, like all that. And I would just live in the bars and gravitate towards people who were just as sick and suffering with the disease of addiction as myself. And those types of characters, they're not good environments to be in. And so when I got clean, in one way, it was a little easier to separate myself from them because we were so far advanced in our disease that not being around them made sense if I wanted to get clean. I don't know if that makes sense, what I'm saying.
It does.
Yeah, but then at the same time, because my disease had advanced to such a bad stage and that was normal behavior to hang out with characters like that, it was extremely hard. Like, I had a long way to go to recover.
Yeah, I remember one of the very first times I came to this way of life, someone looked at me and said, "You're going to go far here." And I was like, "Wow, thanks." And he was like, "Yeah, because you got a long way to go." And I was like, wow. I got really offended, and I had some choice words because that's how I used to be. And and then I went home and I sat with that for a while, right? And I just thought about it and I let it process, and I was like, you know what, I do have a long way to go, but you know what, if I just stay clean just for today and I don't pick up, then I'm gonna get there eventually. And the cool thing is like, I get to enjoy the journey, right? I have the opportunity to change all of these things within myself, and then I have the opportunity to change the places I go, the people I hang out with. So I was taught that water seeks its own level, right? And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, the first time someone said that to me, I was like, are you smoking crack? Because like, it just didn't make sense, And he was like attracts like. If you are sick and suffering, you are going to attract someone who is sick and suffering, or someone who sees a way to take advantage of you because you are sick and suffering. And I was like, wow, that makes sense. So like, I wanted to level up. So you know what? I had to start surrounding myself with people who had what I wanted, and they weren't attracted to the chaos and drama that filled my life. And was it boring at first? Yeah, I thought it was boring because there was no chaos and drama, and that's what I thrived on. It was like, oh, the more chaos and drama and craziness there is, oh, this is more exciting, right? But they say if the drugs don't kill you, the lifestyle will.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard that. I probably have, but that's really, really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Because we put ourselves in such super dangerous situations. I remember those first couple of years, like when I was clean. Listen, I go to bed at like 8 o'clock. Okay, nowadays.
Yeah.
Sometimes earlier. I mean, like, if it's 9 or 9:30 and I'm not in bed, I'm like, it's so late. Like, where's my bed? But when I first got clean those couple years, I was like driving on the streets like at like 11:30 p.m., midnight, swinging by 7-Eleven, like buying all this candy and energy drinks. Thinking like, what can I get into now? Because that's the difference of the lifestyle. Like, I honestly was like every single night out there on the streets, till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. That is so chaotic, and it's so like contradictory to a normal way of life.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was fun. Like looking back at it now, like it was just literally insane. Like I remember specifically like wearing sunglasses on my head to hold my hair back because I knew when I left the bar, it would be light out.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Like that was a normal phenomenon for me. And people are like, oh, you're wearing sunglasses to a bar. That's so funny. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, why do they not do that too? Like why aren't they prepared? I am prepared. Like I was like, I'm like a Girl Scout up in here. Like I'm prepared for some stuff,
I can't stop laughing right now. Oh my gosh. So I was like on a work trip like 3 years clean or something, and I'm in a city, and it was like the morning time, because I'm going to a conference. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30. And there's all these people standing outside of like a bar, like on the city street. And I'm like, what the heck is going on over there? And I find out that legally the bar had to close at like 5:30 a.m. and then it could open at 6 a.m. So everybody had been there all night long, and then they were just waiting on the street for a half hour to go back. And that's like the normal lifestyle of a using addict.
Oh yeah, so when I lived in New York, there was a place called the 23-hour diner. They had to shut down for 1 hour to clean, and it was legally they had to shut down. So they shut down for 1 hour, and then that was the place. We were all there, where you going? 23-hour diner, with my sunglasses on, holding my hair back, because I know full and well that when I come out, it's going to be light, and everyone else is going to be going to work. And I'm like, okay, now I got to go home and get a couple hours so I can go back and do it again.
Like, we are no stranger to the crazy way of life, right? And today it's like, man, I need 7-8 hours of sleep, otherwise I can't function. And I'm thinking, how did I do that all of those years?
Yeah, it's crazy. My favorite thing is when like people come up to me and they have seen our podcast and are like, I just can't imagine you like that. You just don't look like that kind of girl. And I'm just like, listen, you have no idea who you're dealing with here. Like today, I'm definitely not that girl anymore. But if I choose to, I can go back to her at any given moment. Because today, it is a choice, right? It is a choice to live that life, but it's also a choice to live this life. And I will choose this life 10 times out of 10, over and over again.
Yeah, I was talking to some people in this way of life who have decades, clean under their belt, and they were saying how they know they just can't let the monster back out because they know what that monster can do. And that's the reality. Like, we stay clean long enough, our skin starts to get shiny, and our hair starts to look healthy, and our cuticles come back, and our teeth, we get them fixed.
Yep.
And we start looking like healthy, functioning parts of society because we become that. But really, there is this monster inside. And at any point, we can open the cage and let it, and unleash the monster. And that's what's terrifying. It really hit me when he said that, because I was controlled by a monstrous self.
Yeah, and that's like, I have listen, I know exactly who I am. There is no confusion in my mind who I am. And today I like who I am, but if I choose to unleash the beast, I will very quickly become that person again, where one is too many, 1,000 is never enough, and all I want is more. I just want more, because that's who I used to be. And that is somewhere down deep inside in there. And if I choose at any moment to go back to it, it will be back instantaneously. It won't take some time for me. I will go right back to where I left off from, and it will get worse. So you know what? Just for today, I choose recovery. I choose life. I choose peace and serenity. I hope you guys do too.
Keep coming back.
We love you.
I think there's another you.